invited, and that's why they're going to build them bigger still. Did you hear that, James? Over dinner? Well, the gentleman tried to talk. Sorry, Mr. Hudson, fair word. What's so special about the history shows then? I'm sure, James. Sure, I sort of expected. I was maybe invited, and that's why they're going to build them bigger still. Did you hear that, James? Over dinner? For the gentleman tried to talk, his lordship was one of the largest tropical elephants. Enormous countries controlled by the ship hadn't even Sorry, Mr. Harrison, I'm fair one out. What's so special about Mr. Ishmael's ships then?
Luxury, James. That's the mark of the White Star Line. Luxury and elegance. Not the better sort expected, but it is never invited.
And that's all they're going to
birthday, Harland and Wolff. That's where you worked in Belfast. My dad got me my start, then my brothers after me. You could hear the noise from where we lived, but nothing prepared you for the size of the place.
They put me to work in 401. That's what we called her. We knew she'd be the largest passenger ship in the world, but we didn't call her Titanic then.
I was there from the beginning. I watched the ship race by the keel blocks. They set big wooden blocks on the slipway to start with, then the keel atop of it, like a backbone, and the frames attached to that, like a skeleton.
Workshops everywhere. It took weeks to find your way around. There'd be workshops for every trade you ever heard of. Painters, sailmakers, coppersmiths, boiler makers, cabinet makers. I even learned a bit about French polishing off them.
Harland was a fine place to work, but dangerous. Every ship cost a life, and there'd be lots of injuries besides.
I was in the engine works for a while. Very well equipped it was. That's where we built the triple expansion engines. 2 of them, each as high as a 3-story house.
I worked in the frame bending shop. We had heat steel beams in the furnace, then hit them onto slabs with cast iron, and hammer them curved. It was skilled work. You had to bend them more than you needed, because the frame straightened out a little when it cooled.
The shell plates that made up the hull weighed up to 4.5 tons. They were taller than my dad.
The plates were overlapped on the edges. Some were raised, one after another. We called it clincher. One of the foremen told me years ago, that's how you built steel ships.
I worked as a heater boy. You had to heat the rivets on a wee plate. You pumped the bellows till the rivet was white hot. Then you get a hold of it with your tongs and throw it up to the catcher. And he put it in the hole in the plate with the holder up. There were 2 of us on the other side of the plate with the holder up. We had to hammer the rivet so it filled the hole before it turned dull red. The double bottom. That's a wee space we call a hammer. It made a ringing sound. We'd have to get back and chase it out after work. I'd get scared working down in that double bottom. You only had candles for light. And the constant hammering against the shell plates. You could hear it all over Belfast. Some of those boys ended up stone deaf, so did I. We were paid 31 bob a week. The heater boy and catcher got 16 bob. But we all worked the same 54 hours.
The upper deck was steel too.
It had to be strong enough to take the rudder turning in heavy seas. You'd have all these timbers and guy wires to steady the frame, and men scurrying around like ants underneath.
When we came to launch day, I was torn between pride and fear. The standing wings were coated in tallow.
People watched the launch. Some paid a bob to sit in the reserved seating. There were extra trams laid on. Then we all went off to the pub to wish her well.
Doc, you were proud to be an island man that day. And Titanic was the pride of Belfast.
Next stop. We saved the Titanic.
Thank you for joining us. The tour will end in a few seconds.
Oh my God.
Piece, along with 6 massive anchors, stopped her. It took 62 seconds by my timing.
So what has behaved at all, Mr. Ismay? Resting the blue ribbon from Cunard?
Nonsense! Perry and I are convinced that the pursuit...
But it's too long.
April 10th, right on time. Fully expecting to be in New York.
This is even bigger.
Titanic sounded her whistle, passed over lines.
That is bigger than me.
A massive hull into the sumptuously appointed liner described by the White Star Line as the Queen of the Ocean. Ocean Dog, covering almost 16 acres and dredged to a depth of 40 feet. England have your passenger boats first. New shops, restaurants and businesses open to service the growing passenger trade. And job opportunities on board ship and in the docks draw migrants from all over Britain and Ireland. Almost 400 at 7 a.m., Captain Edward John Smith came aboard the Titanic to prepare for the board.
What happened to it?
कार्पेट अगर टुकड़े
Which month of the year the Titanic sink happened? Which month? May. So it started in Belfast. So it goes. I'm gonna put your ticket in.
But some 30 or 40 yards away from the ship. The wash of the falling funnel had raft and all, and flung us clear of the ship altogether.
And there's the last one, I think, I believe the Titanic was number 13. No, there was a 15, but we had trouble with dynamics. They were frozen, and I'll tell you, there was a light in the distance, and the captain said, now, men, row to that light, empty your ship, and come back and pick up more passengers. Our men rowed and rowed, but that light was no nearer, or more distinct.
For a long time we didn't move the boat. And when we laid up on the south side, you could see by the arrangements of the lights. All the lights were burning, and you could see that she was going down. Slowly she reared up on end, till at last she you seemed just to slide away under the surface and disappear. As she vanished, everyone round me on the upturn. Silence.
As officer in charge of Great Britain of the line, finally that tragedy occurred. And I personally knew Phillips, the chief operator on that ship. He was a personal friend of mine. So on the morning of the day of the tragedy, we picked a signal.
I live in Chicago and I should be able to make the entire trip. They've told me I'll live in Chicago and I know that I should like it much better than tomorrow.